Hello, my name is Harvanya, and this is my first YouTube video of a series that I'm calling Harvanya's Helpful Hints for Clinical Research Coordinators. I have been a clinical research coordinator since 2007, and I saw a meme on Facebook the other day, which really made me laugh because it was a reminder of how things often are in clinical research. The meme showed a person who was underwater and all you could see was their hand up. And the person says, "Management, I'm drowning. I need some help." So then you see a hand come down from the top, which presumably represents management. And they give the person a high five and they say, "You've got this." And then the last frame of the meme shows the person underwater. And I laughed when I saw that because I thought, really, if it was a real world analogy, a real world situation, management would probably put something in your hand right before you went under. One thing that I have learned, and the purpose of me doing this videos, are some little helpful hints, which I say helps me not to so much work harder, but to work smarter and to be more effective in what I do. What I'm going to focus on for this video, the first video, is the schedule. Because one thing that I've learned, if you don't schedule yourself, your schedule will run you. So the first thing that I do is I use, my dad says a pencil has a long memory. Well, the internet's memory is forever. And so using a web-based calendar to keep your schedule is ideal. Now, I am a PC girl. I live in a Microsoft world, so Outlook is my scheduler of choice, or my calendar of choice. So I'm going to start off with the important thing. Divide your studies up, and each day focus on 2 studies. And you pair up a slow study, which may be in either you've completed all your subjects and you're getting ready for closeout, or it may be a study that you're having a difficult time enrolling, and then pair that up with a high enrolling study. That way you have balance for each day. And so I would start with the slow study and then move to the more busy study. The reason why you divide it up is you don't want a time to come where you get someone in the slow study and nothing has been done. And as anyone who's been in clinical research knows, that even if you don't have any subjects in a study, you still have to maintain the regulatory binder, which is a job in itself. So, check the reg binder, update your logs, make sure that your temp logs are up to date, check that you have everything from the IRB. And if you have a regular routine of maintaining that, it won't be such a struggle in preparing it when the monitor comes. Makes sense, right? Granted, you have things that happen, and one phone call can change your whole day. But at least with that routine of managing that, you'll at least have brought some focus to that study. Second thing, so I already said the first thing you put your studies on there. Second thing is appointments. These are all monitor visits, teleconferences, guests that may be coming to your site. Copy everyone who would need to know, your PI, the other coordinators, your backup coordinator, whoever manages the building, maybe making sure that you have the necessary room that you need. If they're going to be doing a big display, you need to be in a conference room if everyone's going to be there. It's kind of hard to be in a little cubby area and have 5 people around a laptop. So to make things easier, make sure that everyone that needs to know on there is on the schedule so that you can have those things addressed. Also, if the date changes, and that happens all the time. Sometimes the site has a need to change the date. Sometimes the sponsor has a need to change the date. When you change the date, everyone is notified at the same time because everyone who has been invited to that event will get all of the updates. So make it easier on yourself and put all of those appointments on there. Also put days out. If you're having any of your staff that's going to be out and your PI is going to be out, put that on the schedule as well, because then that will remind you to check the subject schedule. And for example, I have a site where there's 5 coordinators. We have a study where there's an unblinded study coordinator. So we have 2 unblinded and 3 blinded. You want to make sure every time you have a patient come in for that study that you have an unblinded and a blinded person there. Also too, with the investigators, if you need a physical exam or any other labs that need to be assessed, you need to know who's going to be responsible for that day. And if you have something happens where you have an investigator that's coming in at 10, that's not the time to schedule a patient at 8 o'clock, because that person's going to end up waiting until the investigator gets there to do the physical exam. So like I said, put days out on there so that you can do proper planning to make sure you have the appropriate staff there that will be a convenience to you and a convenience to your study subjects. The third thing that I'm going to say as far as the schedule, when you're setting up your schedule, that's where you put all expirations on equipment, expirations on training, and you put a warning the month before, or with, depending on your staff, maybe 2 months before for the training, so that you have proper notification. I know, for example, for my -80 freezer, it's really difficult to get a thermometer for a -80 freezer. And so when I ordered it, it was on back order. And so I ended up getting it the day before my thermometer expired. And so save yourself some time and energy by putting that in and adjusting the time so you have enough time to order it and for it to get there. As far as the training, start 2 months before and, let the PI know you have GCP training that's due on such and such date. There's 30 modules. What I do is I insert all of the link information onto that Outlook invite so that he has everything there and he can just click on it and he can go and do his training. And then I'll be like, okay, there's 30 modules. If you do one a day, it's only 15 minutes a day and you'll have it done in a month. The next week, have you done your GCP training? I know it's annoying and he may snap at you, but I'm going to tell you, when it comes time that the monitor's there, or if you get audited, he's going to be very happy that you made sure that he had his GCP training done in time. When the PI is a little bit reluctant or has a time, I just, or if I get frustrated, I just say, hey, you're the PI, so just trying to help you out. Don't use that too much because it can sound a little insubordinate. But most of the time, based on the relationship that you have with your investigator, they'll realize, you know what, I do need to get that GCP training done. And here's a little secret. If you have an investigator meeting, travel with your investigator. So when you're sitting there in the airport and you're waiting for your flight, hey, this is a great time to knock out a module for some GCP training. Or, you're at the event, you're waiting, you get there early and you have a period of time. Hey, this is a great time. If you could just do one module of your GCP training, this would be great. They'll laugh at you. But 9 times out of 10, at a time like that, where they don't have as many distractions, they'll knock out that GCP training. And I think it's hilarious because I've had investigators that'll be like, I got my GCP training done. Here's a certificate. And then I'll be like, yay, hooray. You want a Scooby snack? Y'all know what that means. So anyway, helpful hints. These are 3 helpful hints that'll hopefully make it a little easier for you and help you to plan appropriately.